I'm sick. I feel, I feel like trash. And yet, couldn't go through the day without taking a moment to reflect and express gratitude. Something I've been thinking about a lot recently is the idea of consistency as it pertains to anything in life, but in particular, me showing gratitude. And although it's something that I do on a regular basis in my own time, I felt compelled to share displays of gratitude publicly. Though it can seem a little bit TMI maybe, or a little bit vulnerable, it's my hope that anybody who comes across these accounts can connect with the stories that I share as being someone who's received a lot of help, and either empathize with me to a degree, or also the individuals that I do shout out. I always make sure to share these moments with them and express that gratitude personally. Today I feel compelled to shout out one of the most impactful teachers I've had in my life, Miss Chambers, Carla Chambers. Much love to you. There's a lot that I could say about her. She was my 6th and 7th grade social studies teacher / history teacher. And I very serendipitously, very randomly ran into her a few weeks back while visiting my grandmother at the hospital. And it was like 1:15 in the morning. And I started to think to myself, like, man, I gotta go home. I have to be at work the next day at 6 a.m. But it was also one of those situations where my grandmother wasn't doing very well. So I was in my head about leaving and wanted to just soak up as much time as possible with her. And as I'm looking out of the door to her room, I see a figure walk by, and I tell my dad, I was like, I think that's Miss Chambers. He's like, what? We're both like halfway awake. So I step outside and say, Miss Chambers, and lo and behold, it's her. I mean, the divine timing is crazy. The energy boost that gave us was amazing. It was great to reconnect, and I hadn't seen her since 2009 when I volunteered at the school she was principal at. And out of the many things we talked about as we caught up, she asked me, hey, how's your account doing, your gratitude account? And I was like, it's kind of dormant. You know, I got busy with life and work, and then a little self-conscious with thinking, should I be sharing these personal stories of gratitude about things that have happened in my life and just putting them out there for people to see. And she told me how she really looked forward to the updates that I was sharing, and even shared them with some of her teacher companions and colleagues. That just ignited a fire in me that just reminded me of, wow, you never know how much you might be making a difference in someone else's life by what you're doing. And though I try to be the kind of person who doesn't get too swept up in social media and sharing, I had to remind myself that my intentions are pure with this. And if I can be a source of positivity, grounded optimism, and light for people on social media, then why not do it? Why not be that guy? She is in large part one of the reasons why I've recommitted to posting on this profile and sharing these stories. It's people like her that really laid the foundation for me being the type of man that I am today. I so appreciate everything she did. I mean, she's the person that I'll never forget to this day. We had an exam where we had to learn all the countries in Africa, and I passed with 100%. Shout out to you, Ms. Chambers, for letting us black kids know that Africa is not a continent. Sorry, Africa is not a country. It is a continent with multiple countries. And she just has done so much to make me excited about learning and continuing to be curious about the world and not setting boundaries on myself for the things I want to accomplish. So super grateful for her. And she came into my life, back into my life, at what seems to be just the right moment, because it's that energy that I needed to get myself out of the dumps. And I feel a new resurgence of fire, positive fire in my life. And now I'm about to go hop back in this bed, recuperate. But as you can see, the sun is shining here in LA. I encourage you to get outside, get some air, take a moment for gratitude, share it with someone in your life, let them know how much they've meant to you and what they've done for you. And tap in the comments. You know, if there's anything in particular that, you know, you feel grateful for, I would love to know. So